What's up with this year? Happy New Year to you all. Got the same rusty crusty shitty repairs. I am going to show you how my sheet metal part of the jacking point is the best way to install it. Let's start 2024 with lots of builds and lots of stuff to do. Going to change some bits on the channel later on to get some more consistency and some more flow. So keep on watching for the new project and the new stuff I have planned for this year. First up, on the first week, I'm going to weld the Mark III, hopefully finish the complete bottom. No rust anymore. Let's take you all on some welding and grinding for today. Then let's get the first thing done. I was putting that off for a while now to prepare everything, but now it really needs to be done because I need some welding on the bottom, and probably we need to lift the floor mats to protect it from getting fire from the welding from below. So I want to take the seats out, trying to see if we can lift the carpet a little bit to protect it, or maybe put some steel under it so we can just weld it through. So let's get it off the ramp for a bit, get the seats out, back on the ramp again, and then we can start grinding and welding. Standard Mark III stuff. Lifted the carpet, some rust which we'll adjust and clean out, and over there you can see the holes from drilling out the bottom. So now we're sure we can weld and clean it up over there and get everything fixed. Crazy downside always with this stuff is you need so much stuff to get it all done. There is my first spot weld nicely on the bottom. Nicely exactly where I cleaned it. Here we go. Making progress on the rockers. The repairs are really going well. Everything eventually is fitting actually pretty perfect. It was a little bit more work than expected to get all the imitation rockers to fit and get the perfect original shape in, but I'm kind of happy on the result again. This is sitting in really nice. Well, a lot of grinding, welding and grinding. Further, the side of the rocker is in as well, and eventually it's fitting really nice. Now we're starting off to the more difficult part. That's the new jack points we made. It's always a little bit terrible that we need to work on the floor because it's difficult to reach everything. There's no ramp in the world where you can reach all these parts just in one piece. So I put it on some jack stands. So it's on these jacks. So we got room to move away one leg of the ramp, and it's still hanging on the rest of the legs. But this way I got this room to walk over here, and now you can see at the end how nicely the rocker is fitting again. This is all in, almost ready for some primer. Need to grind down some small bits, but first I want to get this piece in. I'm going to leave all the factory based tactile in there, so I only have to add some when it's all welded in. Now it's time to get the new jacking points in. Everything is prepared and ready. Going to add some more paint over here and hammer and dolly this a little bit straighter again, but that's about it. Well, how about this? I am really satisfied. This fitment is on point. You can just hammer and dolly it a little bit, but I think every Mark III will be, with all his life, a little bit different. So you can hammer and dolly everything around, and damn you, man, what am I happy on this result. Now on to welding in the jack points. So got the jack point all welded up, all fitted in, everything is in primer. So I want to straighten out the rockers a little bit, because I bended them all down to get all the rust undone and to check how everything was. So now it's time to lift up the ramp a little bit. The moment of truth, can we lift it? Oh man, this is working really good. The plank's working, it's looking really nice. The jack point is on the perfect spot for the ramp and for a jack. So this way we will never have the problems of a crazy flat jack point anymore and a crazy flat rocker anymore. Go on and repeat, I guess. So started the works on the other side, cleaned out most of the paint and the protection layer. So now I'm going to roughly cut out all the steel, because I know now how far we want to go, so I'm going to roughly cut it out. Don't matter to get all the shitty repairs out, because we're taking it out anyway and the new parts are spot on. So let's start cutting again. Well, a lot of the same shit like the other side, but this side is even worse. You can see how much they jacked up these points. They jacked it all up and it's all bent and inwards. So we need to straighten out this and then repair that piece. So we got our work cut out. Well, this is the shitty MIDI. This is always a little bit strange, because this side's all flat and over here there's a little bend. So we need to go from a bend and this reinforcement of the chassis. So don't want to make too much work out of it. So I'm going to try and bend it and then hammer and dolly it down a little bit without putting too much work and effort in it, because you will never see it anymore. But I want to keep the original strength in. You know, there are lots of ways to get this done, but still not have all this fancy equipment, which will come later on. But for now, we want to do it fast and quick and don't want to spend too much time. So I'm grinding this in and then I'm going to try and bend this down and up. Shape. Maybe we should hammer and rolling this down a little bit. Okay, we're all back in shape. I am going to show you how my sheet metal part of the jacking point is the best way to install it. So take a look at this and we'll mark it down, grind the first step out and then test fitting in it and then grind the final piece out. Here's my piece. Take it over here. You know, this is way too low because it won't fit yet, but that's a good thing because now we can just roughly mark this shape down. Then over here we're not far enough, so roughly take all these shapes. So now we got roughly the lines over there, over there. We got the lines over there, then we got them over here, and the only thing we need to take care of is that we'll grind this one all the way there because it will come more that way. So let's get this first piece out and then we can piece it together later on. Now on to the most dirty jobs of all. Grind all the welds down. It's a dirty position on the ground, but this is looking good. This won't come off again. Well, that's it for another episode. It is on the floor again. That means the jack points are working really perfect. I'm really happy on that, really satisfied on how this went on. Next up to do is to get the protective layers on and inside, so some new tactile and some new underbody shirts that will go on next week, and then we can start assembling the Mark III again. So that's working really well. I went a little bit, or I forgot a little bit more on how to explain to install the new jacking point or the front pieces. Hopefully you can still understand how to do this the best way. But sometimes, yeah, it goes like that. I was still filming, but I was busy with all the jobs that I need to do and forgot everything, how to explain everything step by step. I promise you, I will do that more often and try to get that in the flow as well. Hopefully you even like this episode for the first week of the new year. Thank you all again for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel and see you in the next episode.